Know who that is? Perfect. Thank you, Laura. And we have Lorenza. So welcome to everyone on the Zoom and for everyone watching the replay. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Lisa Davis and I'm a Crunchy advocate. And you may be wondering, what is Crunchy? And Crunchy is a beautiful toxin-free makeup and skincare line created by two amazing co-founders. It is USA based and made in the USA. And it was created 6 years ago to answer the desperate need for completely toxin-free makeup and skincare that is also good for you, high performing, and checks all the boxes of sustainability, eco-consciousness, eco-friendliness, and especially this week, it being Earth Week, it's even so much more important to be aware of the products we're using and how they're packaged. So I want to give a huge thank you to Laura Ritchie for inviting me on to share a little bit about what I share, which is toxin-free makeup and skincare. Welcome. Is it Tina? Welcome. And I'm excited to dive in. So simple looks for spring. And what I want to share about is so I've been with Crunchy 5.5 years, so almost 6 years. And I knew immediately that this was something, the clean beauty movement was one that I wanted to be a part of. As I have gotten older, I'm 51 now, I have become more and more aware of how to take good care of my skin and how important it is to do so. And when my first child was born, that's when I personally started realizing the products I was, putting on myself, the products I was putting on my daughter. And I realized that I needed to make some changes in what I was using because it actually does matter. Everything that you put on your body matters just as much as what you put in your body. And it's really, what Dr. Laura and I share just absolutely goes hand in hand. And I think they complement each other perfectly. I'm a huge fan of doTERRA oils. So I'm going to dive in. I'm going to show you a very simple look for spring and then share actually a couple of my favorite travel hacks with you when you're traveling with your Crunchy makeup and skincare. And I think Dr. Laura is going to love this as well. Everyone seems to now be traveling. We are back in full swing. I actually have a couple of big trips coming up, which I'm very excited about. So I've been gathering my best travel hacks to share with you as well to travel with your Crunchy makeup and skincare. All right, so to dive in, I'm going to just gather my products. What I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to talk about toxins to avoid as I do my makeup and skincare. But what I want to share with you guys today is what I like to call the simple no makeup look. This is what everyone wants for spring. You want to have like a bit of color, you want to have a bit of coverage, but you want to keep it light and fresh and beautiful for spring going into summer because no one wants to be all heavily made up in the summer months. So I love the no makeup look, and that's kind of my specialty. So that's what I'm excited to share with you guys about today. Hang on one second. So I just, like I said, I'm just gathering my products, and just to share a little bit with you, most product lines today, unfortunately, are greenwashed. Every product claims to be clean. Every company claims to be green, and they like to talk about, well, these ingredients aren't in our products, or, we don't have these ingredients, but they never talk about the ingredients that actually are in their products. They put the ingredient label lists in like 2-point font, and they hope that you're not there trying to read them or questioning what's in them. And so to kind of go over some major classes of chemicals that I always encourage people to avoid, if you go on my website, crunchy.com/Lisa Davis, you will see we have a banished list of over 1,300 harmful toxic classes of chemicals that Crunchy has always chosen to avoid and always will, and that list is ever growing because these are chemicals that can cause endocrine disruption. And as we know, and as Dr. Laura, is so wonderful at sharing about, our endocrine system is our hormone system that controls and regulates every other system of our body. So when we disrupt our endocrine system, when we are throwing our hormones out of whack, that leads to disorder and disease in the body. So we want to avoid anything that is an endocrine disruptor. We also want to avoid anything that is carcinogenic. Unfortunately, makeup in particular and skincare can be huge offenders when it comes to containing carcinogenic or cancer-causing ingredients. And I'm going to go over a few of those in just a moment. So this is not said, this is not shared to scare or fearmonger, just as Dr. Laura shares. This is about educating. This is about providing the information, and then you can make the choice that works best for you, works best for your family. But I believe this information is incredibly important to share. So some ingredients to avoid that I always try to avoid, and this is again a very partial list. If you look on the banished list on my website, you'll see the complete list. And I always encourage you, pick up one of your makeup or skincare products, look through the ingredients, and then compare it with the banished list. You can also look on EWG, Environmental Working Group, the Skin Deep app. That is, I see your questions coming in and I'm grateful for them and I will answer them. That EWG is a great starting point. It is not a perfect system, okay? It turns out that companies can pay for good ratings on EWG. So it's a pretty good starting point to look up ingredients, but it's not the be all and end all. I love the Campaign for Safe Cosmetics website, safecosmetics.org. I love the BCPP, Breast Cancer Prevention Partners website. I love our Crunchy website. I think it's extremely comprehensive with PubMed linked articles following all of the banished list ingredients that we talk about. I love the Think Dirty app. I actually love the Clearia app, Clearya. That Clearia app is fantastic. You can actually, it's different searchable database. So you can search in Amazon for products and you can search on, and different areas for products and get their ratings. So I actually really like the Clearia app. Our Crunchy products already sold in Europe. Unfortunately not, we're just in the US for now. We are hoping to expand. We're looking to expand first into Canada and then from there. But I will definitely, you're invited to join my wellness and beauty community. And I will, post that in Dr. Laura's group, and then we'll be happy to, keep you in the loop. I do have clients who they will purchase from me and I will ship it to them. So I have it shipped to me and then I have it, and from there I ship it out to them. So there is always that option. I know shipping can be a barrier sometimes. Thank you, Dr. Laura. Yes, I love your group too. But it is absolutely worth it when you get products and that peace of mind. I also encourage people to, if they're ordering from out of the country, go in on the order with other people so that it really helps offset that cost of shipping. And I find that works extremely well. Okay, so I'm going to dive in because I don't want to take too long, but I want to show you guys how I do my no makeup look. But I also want to cover a few more toxic chemicals to avoid. I'm going to start with, hang on, I'm going to grab this real quick. I know that doTERRA is coming out with a sunscreen line very soon, which is very exciting, but I want to share about our sunscreen. I did already do all my skincare, and our sunscreen is amazing. It is only one pump is needed. UV protects against 100% of UVA and UVB rays. It is non-nanoparticle zinc oxide at a concentration of 12%, and it is truly the only sunscreen I have found that blends in beautifully and leaves no white cast, no ghost, no grease. And I absolutely love it. It's a perfect layer. And I will tell you why a separate sunscreen is really, really important. You may have noticed that you have used a sunscreen product that was also a moisturizer, or that was also a foundation, or a CC cream or a BB cream, okay? And you may also have noticed that you burned while wearing that sunscreen product. I guarantee that's happened to you, and here's the reason why. It is critically important to wear a separate sunscreen product to give you that 100% protection. If your product is a mix of sunscreen and other ingredients, other products, such as a foundation or a moisturizer or whatever it is, or a serum, you are not going to get the full benefit and protection. So even if it says, SPF 30 or SPF 40, you're not getting that level of protection. As we know, everyone needs SPF 30 and everyone needs to reapply as needed. So you may not need to reapply every 2 hours, but you might need to reapply every 4. But I guarantee that you're not getting that level of protection if you're using a product that has mixed use. So you need a separate sunscreen, and I highly recommend this one. It is beyond reef safe. And again, it is filled with nourishing ingredients, and I absolutely love it. So that's our SPF sunscreen. You have to wear it 365 days a year with no exceptions. And that's your number one anti-aging product. If someone says to me, well, what one skincare product should I start with? Go ahead and start with the Sunlight Sunscreen, because not only is it going to give you 100% protection against the age and damaging rays of the sun, It's also going to, of course, protect against skin cancer, which is just rampant in this country. And it is also going to help. I did not know this originally when I started with Crunchy. The sun is actually incredibly damaging and inflammatory to the skin. So the more sun exposure you have, it's actually damaging your skin and causing great havoc with your skin. And so when you protect it with a really, really good SPF like Crunchy, you're reducing the inflammation that damaging your skin, and you're actually bringing out healthier skin that looks and feels better. So get another reason to wear your sunscreen every single day, even on days where it's cloudy and overcast and cold and rainy and snowing, especially now in the summer, in the spring and summer months. All right, so I'm going to dive in, and I'm going to start with our beautiful primer, and our Smart Primer is like spackle for your face. And I love to do a light layer of this always to start with. It's like, it has a beautiful blurring effect. I encourage my clients just to wear the primer alone, even on days they're not wearing any foundation whatsoever, because it's so nourishing and beneficial for the skin. It has tremella mushroom extract, jojoba oil, rosehip oil. It has a base of aloe vera. It is just divine. I will actually typically mix this with a drop or two of yarrow pom, and the blue goes away. But I find that I love the extra beneficial nourishment that brings. So I just love the primer, and it feels delightful on the skin. And our makeup is
so soft.
What?
Makes it so soft.
So it's soft, it's like velvet. And I find that our makeup is like skincare. It is so nourishing to the skin, and it feels so good on the skin. It feels like nothing on the skin. And I always hated that about makeup. Before I discovered Crunchy, I was like, oh, I hate wearing makeup. It feels like makeup. It feels like there's something on my skin. And Laura can attest, this feels like nothing on your skin whatsoever. You just don't even feel like you're wearing makeup. So that is so absolutely amazing to have that. So I'm going to go in with our beautiful L20 concealer. And if you're not a huge makeup wearer, concealer is an awesome option for you. Now, I will tell you that we do have a full range of makeup, and like we have from the lightest to the darkest concealers. We have from the lightest to the darkest foundation. So we do have a full range of shades, and our foundation contains, and concealers contain, intelligent pigments. So they're designed to, and I'm just going to, well, I was going to just do half face, but then it's very distracting just to do a half face. So I'll just do a little bit. So it's designed to cover a wide range of skin tones and skin shades, because we have neutral undertones and, again, intelligent pigments. So I'm just covering up like any little blemishes I have or redness, discoloration. And then I just do around my eyes. So this is also an eye primer, and it has vitamin E in the formulation, which helps with eye puffiness and discoloration. So I'm just gently blending. I use this number 6 concealer brush for perfect placement. And then I apply it all around my eyes. And this is just nice because it just kind of covers up any like of my purple dark circles, because I am faking my 8 hours of sleep. I only got about 6.5 hours of sleep, which is actually pretty good for me. Laura knows I've always struggled with my sleep, but 6.5 hours is way better than it used to be. And it's consecutive. I wake up and I'm like, I slept it in a row, and I'm going to bed at a reasonable hour every night for me. So it's actually, I've made big strides. So next up is, this is my secret weapon is we do not have a BB cream or a CC cream or tinted moisturizer, but what we do have is we easily mix our beautiful Smart Primer and our gorgeous flawless foundation. Again, this feels like nothing on the skin. You can wear this on its own. It's completely convertible. You can do 1/4 of a pump for light coverage. You can do 1 pump for more coverage, or half a pump, whatever you choose. I actually love mixing these two to get my own beautiful tinted moisturizer, and I put them together on this spectacular flat top brush. Could not love this more. This brush makes your life so easy. I even have clients who do this in the car. I probably shouldn't. I probably should do it at home, stationary in front of a mirror. But I'm going to show you exactly what I do. So again, we have a shade for every face. What I like to do is I like to mix. I'm sort of in between 2 and 2.5. So I'm in between 2 shades, but the colors are so blendable. I can get away with the lighter shade of 2. I can get away with the darker shade of 2.5. Most fair skinned women are going to be either 2 or 2.5. I can color match anyone, whether you're shade 1 or shade 9. I'm here to color match you perfectly. So just reach out to me if you want to get color matched. We can do that in 2 seconds. So what I'm going to do is, I love this little trick. So I will take maybe like a total of This is like a quarter of a pump total. It's a tiny amount of foundation. Even this is almost too much. And then I put it right in the brush, and then I take primer. Remember, I did a light layer of primer first, about 1 pump of primer. Then I'm going to go back in with, again, tiny little droplets of primer. So I typically do a ratio of 1 to 1. Okay. And so what I'm aiming for is just to smooth out. Now I do have a little bit of redness to my skin. You guys, I am 51. And I think my skin looks pretty good for 51. And I give a lot of credit to, yes, good genes, but also taking good care of my body inside and out, and crunchy. And I wear my SPF religiously. I am not in the sun. I'm wearing my sunscreen. I'm the one under the umbrella in the hat at the beach. Yes, that's me. And I like dart out to the water, and then I dart back under my umbrella. So that's me at the beach. But I'm also the one, not really having concerns about hyperpigmentation, fine lines, wrinkles, texture, because I am being so careful and mindful of being in the sun. So I just go in and I just do this, okay? And it feels like nothing on my face. It's like clouds. So, and what happens is the primer, and because of this magical flat top foundation brush, which is the #1 brush on my website, I just apply, I just tap it on, tap it in. And if you're like, this is great, I want to know more, reach out to me. If you have a friend or family member who would love to learn more about this unbelievably amazing makeup and skincare, you can certainly invite them to watch the replay in Dr. Laura's group. We are absolutely happy to provide you with more information. I will provide an ordering link if you would like, or just reach out to me for more information. And you can see that it's just a mix of gentle tapping. You do not have to go in with a heavy hand, just gentle tapping, because the brush does the work. You do not have to worry about having to blend. Voila. So I'm glowy. My skin is evened out and smooth. You can still see my skin. It's not perfect, but it's exactly how I want it to look. And this feels like nothing on my face. So now, this is, again, this is extremely light coverage, because this is the no makeup look. If I was going for more coverage, I would do more coverage. It'd be a little more glam, but that's not the goal for today. Now I'm going to show you my magic product for summer that every single woman on the planet needs, whether you wear makeup or not. This is incredible. This is our, and a word about sustainability too. And Laura, if I'm skipping anything or missing anything, please dive in at any time. And thank you for posting my my Facebook group. I appreciate that. So this is our loose powder, translucent loose powder, and this is magic. This is going to set everything, set the makeup and primer for 8 to 10 hours. It's going to control oil and shine. It's going to give you a beautiful airbrushed glow, and it's also going to, and it's one ingredient, pure silica. It's wonderful. It's incredibly safe to use. And this particular product, this silica, has been safety tested for 30 years. So it is, so Crunchy is not 100% all natural organic. It is also a mix of a handful of strategically selected safe synthetics that have been thoroughly tested for years for safety and efficacy, because we can't be 100% natural and organic and then also provide the absolute high level performance that we provide in our makeup and our skincare. So we're very open and very transparent about our ingredients, and everything is incredibly carefully sourced. For example, we do use mica in a couple of our products to pigment, but we have found basically one of the only mica mines in the world that uses ethically sourced labor. Mica is notorious for using child labor when they do their mining of their mica. So all of these makeup companies that you see with cheap products, they all contain mica, meaning that it upsets me to say it, but that children are being exploited to in unsafe mines to get this mica for the the $10 makeup item that you might be buying. So you have to really kind of think about the sourcing and where the ingredients are coming from, and how important it is to you to make that statement of where you choose to put your resources and what kind of company and what kind of world we are supporting. Okay, off my soapbox, but I really think it's important that I share fully. So I pick up a little with our gorgeous #2 loose powder brush. You guys, these brushes, I can't say enough good things about them. Designed by our makeup artist on staff. So this is the other critical piece for my makeup routine. This sets the makeup for 8 to 10 hours. And I absolutely love our translucent loose powder, and it is in compostable packaging. Okay. So our packaging, a word about sustainability, our packaging is either glass or it is aluminum, and this is of course all fully recyclable and compostable. So this is actually bamboo husks that were recycled into compostable packaging, and or paperboard packaging, right? So all of our packaging is primarily in glass, paperboard, or compostable material. We do have a little bit of secondary packaging that is plastic because we cannot avoid, there's no way to avoid that. We're actually a plastic positive or plastic beyond plastic neutral company, meaning that we take more plastic out of the environment than we put into it. Something also is very important to note. A couple things about that. It's important when you're looking at products to find as many as you can that are not packaged in plastic for two reasons. Number one, we have a huge issue, of course, in the world with overpollution of plastic clogging up our oceans and landfills, and it never breaks down. So that's number one. Number two is many times products that are packaged in plastic, the packaging is either filled with BPA, bisphenol A, which is an incredibly harmful chemical, or a BPA alternative, which has actually not been shown to be any less harmful. So the BPA or the BPA alternative, bisphenol A alternative, is actually leaching into the products, and then you're putting that BPA chemical all over your face or your body. So that's something else to be aware of when you're seeking out safe makeup and skincare, and frankly, products in general. And also, like, for example, one other quick example. When you're using, for example, a facial serum, you want to make sure it's packaged in glass. The reason why is not only because that, therefore, no harmful chemicals will be leaching from the glass into your product, but also if that serum is housed in plastic, that BPA or those chemicals leaching from the plastic into the serum are actually going to render the serum inert. So the active ingredients in the serum are they're active, they're looking to bind and do their work that they're created for, but instead of binding within your skin and benefiting your skin, they're going to be binding with the plastic chemicals that have leached from the plastic. And so then you're putting BPA on your face, and you're not putting any active ingredients on your face that are actually going to benefit your skin. So it's a twofold benefit to avoid using products that are housed in plastic. Okay, off my soapbox again. Back to, oh my gosh, what time is it? I am chatty today. Back to the rest of, I'm going to talk about ingredients to avoid, finish my face. This is, by the way, this is my 2-minute face. Very often I will just do primer, concealer, and foundation mixed with primer and leave, and a little bit of dusting of loose powder, and I'm done. And I feel like I have a beautiful, smooth, even face, and I can face the day. We are going to finish this look off, but I want to go over ingredients to avoid really quickly. Talc. Talc very, very often is laced with asbestos. It is mined from the earth. And, you know, it's been shown over and over with independent testing that there is still traces of asbestos found in talc. Even when companies say, oh, there's no asbestos in our talc. Nope. Independent research testing finds that, in fact, yes, there's no way to guarantee it, and very often it is still laced with asbestos. And as we know, asbestos is extremely harmful to our health and carcinogenic. So you want to avoid anything with talc in it. Phthalates, a synthetic preservative. Parabens, another class of synthetic preservatives that are very harmful to us, endocrine disruptors. Retinol palmitate. Okay, so retinol palmitate, that's like the huge thing right now. Everyone wants retinol in their products. And I'm here to tell you that retinols are unregulated, damaging, concerning, and a much better alternative is peptides, such as what's found in this serum. The polypeptide serum is incredible. But you want to look for peptides instead of retinols. Okay, peptides are proven. Peptides are better for your skin, and they're actually more effective. And retinols I would never use a retinol on my face. Okay. Phenoxyethanol, which is a very common preservative. It's actually a known skin irritant and a neurotoxic in infants. Nanoparticles. So a lot of sunscreens right now, and there's been a lot of studies coming out about sunscreens being filled with harmful toxic chemicals, which we know. So chemical sunscreens, you want to avoid at all costs. Of course, Crunchy sunscreen is a physical sunscreen, and the doTERRA sunscreen is coming out very soon in June, will be a physical sunscreen as well. That's critically important. You do not want to use chemical sunscreens that penetrate into your skin and can actually change your DNA and are harmful to you. So you want to use non-nanoparticle zinc oxide, which stays on the surface of the skin, and it's physical sunscreen, fully protects your skin. Mineral oil, a lot of products are made with petroleum-derived ingredients. The problem with that is A, it's petroleum-derived ingredients, and B, those are often contaminated with incredibly harmful contaminating ingredients. So like mineral oil, so I'm thinking like polyethylene glycols, PEGs, other butylene glycol, any of those ingredients that I see, I try very, very hard to avoid in my products. BHA and BHT, grapefruit seed extract, which is actually a natural ingredient, but it resembles the chemical structure of an endocrine disruptor. So Crunchy chooses to avoid it. Carbon black, which is a very common, also coal tar, two very common ingredients found in black eye makeup like mascara and liners, things like that. You want to avoid those because they're carcinogenic. Loose powder titanium dioxide, you really want to avoid loose powder titanium dioxide because it is absolute health hazard. Formaldehyde releasers, which are found in up to 50% of products. So much more information. You can find information, like I said, on my website. You can find it in my wellness and beauty community, which Dr. Laura has helpfully linked above. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my face for you guys. But I hope that this has been helpful. Please ask your questions. Let me grab a couple more quick products to finish up my look. And Laura, any questions that you have, your favorite products that you want to name, any thoughts?
Oh gosh, I'm so grateful because especially when I found out that I had celiac and then realized that there's so much gluten in our cosmetics and our makeup and all kinds of things. And that made a big difference for me that I could use Crunchy products safely. I love them all, right? I love the mascara. I love the primer, the foundation, but probably my favorite and what I get the most compliments on is the lip gloss. Everybody loves the lip gloss and it's so smooth and it's so light and it works well. And that's my favorite, but it's hard to pick a favorite.
I love it. I hear you. I love it. And that's going to be my pièce de résistance. I am going to throw on some lip gloss. So this is our beautiful bronzer. This is a summer must have, and you can see it's like as big as my head. This shade is W100 and there's also C50. C50 is fabulous for contouring. W100 is fabulous for bronzing. I love contouring, but I also just love a flat out bronzer in the shape of a 3. Super easy to apply. The bronzer brush makes it, you look like a pro when you use these brushes. It's very important to have the right tools. It's very important to invest in good brushes too. You can see how that kind of carves out my face. Now, what I love about this is all these products are like double, triple duty. So I'm going to grab our number 9 fluffy blender brush, which is like the MacGyver of brushes. I'm going to smooth out my lids. I'm going to actually grab some of this gorgeous bronzer. And I'm just going to use it as a quick wash of color on my lids. And what I love is that this is all you have to do. Because it's summer and we want to keep it easy and breezy. And we don't want to, necessarily do a full face unless we're going out in the evening, and then we can do a full face. But just if you want to have like 5 minutes during the day and you just want to keep it simple and easy, that's exactly what you do. So we are almost done. We're down to our last 2 products. That was our bronzer and bronzer brush. I'm going to grab our beautiful lashes for days, of course, completely toxin free. This is the only mascara that does not irritate my eyes. And I love how it stays on all day. It stays put. And the more I use this, the more I see benefit to my lashes. You can put either a drop of lavender oil or rosemary oil, or you do not have to. It's like your choice. But I love that for its antimicrobial properties and for its lash lengthening effects. But this is a fantastic mascara all on its own. And you can just do one quick coat like I did. You can go back in, it's layered. You can do a second coat. We do have a lash curler if you have perfectly straight lashes. I have curly hair and curly lashes. So another thing you can do is you can kind of press up and wiggle as you're applying, and that kind of helps lift your lashes too. Right. So then last up is our beautiful lip gloss. And we have a bunch of different shades, and spring and summer sometimes calls for a lighter shade. So this is actually Marvelous. This is a beautiful nude for day. And what I love about it is it's a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful But Toxic Pillow Talk. It is the exact same shade. It's even more nourishing and hydrating, and it's toxin free. And Laura, if you don't mind, we're right at 10:30, but can I share for a couple of minutes about our sale that we have right now, our gift with purchase? Okay. So we have a beautiful gift with purchase and purpose right now. Let me grab it. Hang on one sec. So right now, with any purchase over $150, All this week in honor of Earth Week, Crunchy's offering with any purchase over 150, you're going to get 2 bars for free, 2 body bars for free. And I absolutely love our charcoal body bar. This is magnificent. It has tea tree oil, melaleuca, and it has activated charcoal, and it has jojoba seed particles. And so it has incredibly like cleansing properties, nourishing properties, and exfoliative properties. So this is great for your face, not your body. It's too much exfoliation for your body. I don't recommend it, but for your face, but for your body, it's incredible. This bar will last months, and I just think it's fantastic. And also free, a limited edition lavender lemongrass bar. And if you know Sense at all, it's really, really hard to commingle lavender and lemongrass and make it smell amazing. And Crunchy's done the impossible. And this bar smells incredible, like beyond. And I have my own bar that I used last night, and my entire bathroom smelled like the most amazing spa. It's hard to describe. I wish we had smell-o-vision, where you can actually smell how good this is. It's fantastic, nourishing, hydrating, all the things. So these 2 bars are yours for free. With any order over 150 in honor of Earth Day. You also get a beautiful Earth Day sticker. And there's also the option to enroll as a Crunchy Insider, where you're going to get 10% Crunchy cash back on every single order, including your initial order when you enroll as an insider. It's only $19 to enroll, and you actually get this lip gloss free when you enroll as an insider. And I don't have them with me, but when you enroll this week as an insider, as a special perk, along with the free bars and the free lip gloss, you're also going to get a free set of metal Crunchy straws, and a straw brush cleaner and a bag to hold it all in. And that's free for insiders. So I just wanted to share all that with you, because this is kind of a big week in Crunchy world and a lot of freebies happening. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Reach out with your questions. And I'm here to help you dive into clean beauty with, one product or many products. Oh, and just one more second. I'm so sorry, Dr. Laura. I wanted to share a couple travel hacks. This is something that I share with I've been sharing with all of my clients and my downline advocates. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. This is a palette pack. This thing is fantastic. So if you don't want to travel with, glass bottles, with a whole thing of glass bottles, which I totally understand because they can get a little bit heavy. This is silicone, right? This is medical grade silicone. And it's like, I think it's 0.17 like ounces worth. So you can just take your products and you can just like put pumps in here. So let's say you're traveling for a couple days, you're traveling for a week, just put in however much you need and it keeps it fresh. You just screw it on like this. And so I would put in like my primer, my foundation, my moisturizer, all the things. And I'm traveling with this instead of, 5 bottles worth of products. So I wanted to share with you that awesome travel hack that I've been sharing with my gals. That's it. I'm done.
Lisa, what's your Instagram handle?
It is at beautyconscious_Lisa.
All right, I'm going to type this in here. beautyconscious_Lisa.
Yes.
All right, so that's where people can find you over on Instagram if they have questions with all of this. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. What we'll do is we might take a quick little 2-minute break, stretch break, bathroom break, and then I'll be back and I'll talk a little bit about tips for the springtime.
Perfect. All right, thank you. See you in a couple minutes.
Bye.